Welcome to the first compilation of how they fake paranormal activity using security cameras, string, bugs, pets, and editing tricks. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps the channel out. I always end my videos with be safe and watch out for the non-paranormal threats. Well, today's video is about non-paranormal threats, those that have been caught on my own personal security cameras, and these dangers are incredibly creepy and scary. If you like this video, please subscribe. The creepy criminal. This is literally a guy that is trying to break into my house around 2 o'clock in the morning while I was out of town. This room is an enclosed patio attached to my house, and when he opened up the door it set off the camera's motion light, and it's the light in the camera that caused him to go away. He did not get in, and he was never caught. Is this a ghost trying to manifest? This odd flickering light is in front of the lens. This is actually a bug clipped to make it look paranormal. The clip you just saw is actually a leg from this bug that I just cut and put in front of this so you had no context of where it came from. But that's the leg. So when you watch paranormal videos and you just see a shape that's a light, it could be a bug on the lens. Spectral lights appear. The camera is on a tree, and this is a nasty storm. Anytime that you get water on a lens that is facing towards a light, you will get these odd ghostly lights and this blurring, and that's just refraction. Here are some more clips from my security cameras. I think you've seen today that the normal can be just as creepy as the paranormal. And I'm sure somebody will steal these clips and try and pass them off as paranormal, but at least you know the truth. They are just simply my security cameras catching some strange things. If you enjoyed these clips, you can click on the info card above. That will take you to my other channel, Nature Security Camera. I recommend watching the playlist because all of these clips are only a few seconds long. In this video, we will look at different editing techniques and visual effects to show how footage can be altered and made to look like it's paranormal. Let's take this shape and superimpose it on another image. If we lower the brightness and change it to transparent, and then animate it, we will get this image. Did you see it? Again, we will use the same image. This time we will make it black and make it transparent, and then fade it out. What if we use a different image? In many of my videos I talk about look for the sharp edges, and I also mentioned they didn't blend the color with the background very well. This is an example of that. Again, we're going to use the same image. This time the brightness and the blending was altered. So this time the blending was a little bit better. However, you could still see the sharp edge at the bottom. There are multiple ways of doing jump scares. You can put them in between clips like this, or you can put them overlapping the existing clip like this. Yes, you can actually superimpose all of these effects at the same time, just like this. So that's a few ways that you can superimpose one image into another. Here are some examples of video effects. This is an example of masking. This is a visual overlay effect. This is a distortion effect. This is a light flare effect. This is a blurring effect. And this is a tinting effect. However, you can change the color of any image. And you can combine multiple effects on one image. How can I make this turkey fight look more creepy? First, I would change it to grayscale, superimpose the skulls, add flashing lights, add some distortion, add some eyes, blur the video, and then add smoke screen. But you don't have to even do all of those effects to get something looking creepy. Just superimpose a scary picture. All of these techniques are beginning level editing. Professionals can do even more. I am not a professional, but I wanted you to have just a basic understanding so that you're not being conned into believing some of these paranormal clips, which are just edited fakes. Stick around to the end to see the clip that inspired this video. Welcome to this special episode of Paranormal, True or False. Welcome to the episode of how to use string to create paranormal videos. After episode 7 had aired, C. Richardson had put a remark in the comments section asking if I was ever going to do a video showing how these tricks can be recreated. I do read my comments and I do respond back. So definitely leave a comment if you have a request of a video you want me to do. And thank you, C. Richardson. I am doing the video you requested. Who or what is moving this remote? As we watch this remote on this counter, it starts to move. What is moving it? It keeps moving, and it's moving towards the wall. It's moving away from the camera. It moved a different direction. Whoa, that flew. It's on a string. That's why it's now dangling. So this is the countertop in my kitchen, and I've tied 2 strings, one that I can pull to the right side, one that I can pull to the left side. And this is unedited, so I'm just going to let you see the full video of what I did. And I started on the right side, pulling on this right side string, and then it takes me a couple of seconds to get over to the other side to pull the left side string. And this is not an island, it's actually a peninsula type of a bar top. So it sits about 4 feet high, and then I have the camera on the tripod, and that sits another 2 feet high. Then I moved back over to the right side, grabbed the string, and just yanked the remote quickly. Now, I'm so short that I couldn't see if my hand was getting in front of the camera or not, So I was doing my best to show you that it was dangling on a string. Now I'm going to zoom in and show you where you can see the string. In this close-up, you can see the string that will be pulled on the left-hand side. It's tied at the bottom of the remote. Now as I'm pulling on the string on the left, the right-hand string is going to cross over the sun rays, and you can see that string. If I was purposely trying to hoax you, I would not have allowed that string to cross over that darker spot. I would have used it on my gray floor or somewhere else. But you can use different color of string that will literally blend in with the background. And in this case, it blended in with the white countertops right up until it covered that sun. So when I talk about objects moving and I'm always going, okay, there's a door there or it's being pulled off camera, I purposely tried to create where you could see the wall where I was pulling it in a direction of the wall, but I had narrowed the scope so much that you can't see me pulling a string on either side of that countertop. So every video where I see objects moving, I'm asking, is it being pulled in a direction that's off camera? If it is, it's most likely string. It doesn't matter how violently or slowly that object moves, it's most likely on a string. Now, is every object that we see that's being moved on a string? No. We just have to assess each video independently to try and figure out whether or not it's real or fake. And it took me all of 10 minutes to create that video moving that remote control. Let's rewatch a couple of the clips from episode 7 and let's see if we can figure out, was a string used or is this real paranormal? So we're in a kitchen and multiple things will start moving. Everything from the bottle on the counter to the doors on the cabinets. Could a string have been used by somebody that's sitting on the floor and just pulling those doors open or that bottle on the counter? If they are using string, how many strings did they use? Next, we're going to have a rag that flies off the counter. Could that be a string? Is it being pulled in a direction of off camera? Next, we're going to see a fruit bowl slide on the floor, and it's moving towards a door. Could somebody be standing on the other side of that door and simply pulling on a string? Next, we'll see a remote control flip and move towards a door. Was it wrapped multiple times by string and just yanked violently? Obviously, I wasn't there to know for sure, but my rule of thumb is if it's too good to be true, it's probably not true. If you want to rewatch episode 7 or if you want to watch it for the first time, you can click the info card above and it'll take you right to that video. I may do a couple of more string experiments or other moving object type experiments or shadow type of experiments in future videos. It just will be a couple of months before I do something like that again, but thanks for always being a part of the Question Everything community. I created a playlist of how they fake it videos. There's 3 of them so far, so I will continue to do these type of videos, and I'll just put them into that playlist for you guys so you can watch them very easily and find them very easily. Welcome to this special video of baking paranormal using animals. As we watch, this door suddenly opens. Is there someone on the other side that just pulled the door open? We don't see anybody through the window. Did they crouch down? No, they didn't need to crouch down. They're just a cat that can open up doors. He always wants to go outside, kill something, bring it in to me, show off what a great hunter he is. If I do not lock this door, he will turn the doorknob and pull the door open. Who or what is moving this door handle? So, have you figured it out by now? I actually did tie a string to the inside of the door handle to help entice the cats to jiggle it on cue so I could record it. Can you see the string? I actually looped it down around a leg of a bench that's sitting up against the house. Any other time, I would not need to use a string, but of course when I want a video, I can't get the video. This is the unedited version of this clip, and that initial door handle pull down was actually the cats. These second little jiggles is me trying to entice the cats to do that again. Since the cats are the stars of this video, I need to take a minute to introduce them. The black cat is called Aileron Blackie, and it's French for night, Knight. And then the white cat with the gray mohawk is named Journey, which is French for a day's journey. So they're basically named night and day. They are brothers. They were rescued from a parking lot, and I adopted them when they were about 5 months old. And no, I do not know if I'm saying Journey or Aileron correctly. I do not speak French. I was just looking for names that were day or night without calling them day and night, and I ended up using the fighting night instead of the solar system night. Now we will see creepy shadows walking back and forth on the other side of the door. This is a bedroom door, and I've used a cat toy to entice the cats to the door. This is the unedited version with sound, so you can hear how annoyed Aileron is getting with me because I pulled the cat toy under the door so he can't reach it. So he keeps trying to stick his paws under the door to get to it. I did reward him after I turned off the camera and just started playing with him with the cat toy on a stick under the door, so he had fun. All I did to create this video was sit in a dark room, but the room that the cats are in has a light on, and so we're catching the reflection of their shadow on the floor. And I've lived in this house 17 years, and I've had 4 different cats living in this house at one time or another. And so I've seen this so many times, and that's why when I see something like this in a YouTube video, I'm like, that's probably a pet. Even though Aileron is the primary predator in the house, you can see Journey's head on the left-hand side and Aileron's paw on the right-hand side. If you want to see more videos involving my cats, you can go to YouTube's Nature Security Camera, or you can go to Nature Security Camera on Instagram. What do all these clips have in common? Cameras and bugs, dark shadows, unidentified flying objects. Welcome to Faking Paranormal Using Bugs. It is free to subscribe. Please subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Thank you. So this is the first clip that's been unedited. All I did was cut the video before the bug appeared. Even zoomed in, you can't tell it's a bug. Edited clip. For the second clip, I cut the scene down to 1 second, and then I slowed it down so that you wouldn't have so much spastic movement. So we went from an obvious bug to difficult to tell what that light is. Edited clip, unedited clip. Simply use the leg and slowed it down. Just changing the context changes our brain's interpretation of what we're seeing. Edited clip, edited clip. So for this one, I cropped it one time on the left-hand side and then the second time on the right-hand side. So on the left side, when I zoomed in, I distorted the image. And then when I zoomed in on the right-hand side, I actually removed some of the things that you could use to identify it as a bug. Edited. All I did on this one was remove a second from the end when there's no more activity. I felt like it was creepy enough as it was. I zoomed in so much that it looks like a hand covering the lens. Unedited. All I did on this one was speed it up and zoom all the way in to where you could only see the body. And shortened it because you've already seen a leg edited. This is one of those ink blot tests. What do you see? Edited version. Looks like a ghost orb. This is simply part of a web that is flapping in the wind. I slowed it down and zoomed in on it to make it look more spectral. And then I cut it in such a way that you couldn't see the web. Some webs will look ghostly depending on the angle of the camera. Edited clip, can you tell what it is? Unedited, and in this one I just removed all the flapping wings. I also slowed it down. Could I have distorted it even more? Yes. Edited clip. So all I did with this one is just cut it before you got to see the legs. The clip keeps going even though there's no longer any activity. I could have zoomed in and distorted it even more. Edited clip shows very faint movement. Full clip shows its antennas on a bug. I just cut the clip before you saw it was a bug. Even zooming in and slowing it down, you can't tell it's a bug. Edited. So I zoomed in, slowed it down, and changed it to black and white. It still looks like a bug to me, but it could still be one of those ink blot tests. Edited. Again, I cut this before the full bug arrived. And that was the front of the bug. What about the back end? Change the color, increase the contrast. Edited clip. This is the unedited clip. For this one, I changed the color. I also slowed it down, and I added a grainy effect, which caused it to blur. I also cut it so it'd have a distorted shape. This is the clip without the blurring effect. Crazy, isn't it? Nope, didn't edit that one. A friend walked by that camera, and it just happened to have that spider on it. These clips claim to be paranormal. So if you've made it to this point in the video, then we'll go back and look at some prior clips that we've already looked at that other people have put out there on the interweb and shared. And as you saw, the reality is the very first person that uploaded that video clip could tell it was a bug. Every person after that has portrayed it as paranormal. Some clips, like this clip of this waddling bug, are more obvious as bugs. Other clips, not as obvious. So it is up to you to watch for these type of schemes of people using these types of clips to get a viral video. And then everybody jumps on these clips and goes, yeah, that's definitely paranormal. It doesn't always have to be bugs, it can be webs as well, just like with this clip. When I first saw this clip, I thought it was definitely paranormal. And then I looked at it again, slower, took my time, zoomed in, realized it was a web. I am convinced that there are paranormal clips out there that are real. I'm just tripping over all these bug videos. But then again, if I didn't have all these videos, I wouldn't have a channel called Paranormal True or False. I would just have a channel called Paranormal True. The second a camera is pointed outside, you have to take Mother Nature into account. This could be a frog, this could be a bird, this could be a bat, this could be a bug. Either way, you're aiming a camera outside. Don't immediately think it's a cryptid, don't immediately think it's a ghost. It's most likely nature, not paranormal. So as you can see, we have a lot of choices when it comes to bugs and what they look like when they're up against the lens. A lot of your bugs that have clear wings will look more transparent. So why do the bugs in my original clips look so clear and obvious, and then you have things like this? Camera quality is a factor, but again, people can just blur these images and cause them to look paranormal. So if you see a blurry image that's free floating like these clips that we're looking at, chances are it's just a bug walking across the lens of the camera, and it's so close and the camera is focusing in the distance that it's just blurring everything up close. Cameras have improved to where it doesn't matter whether you're focusing on the background or the foreground, everything remains in focus. But cameras used to not have that ability at all. And a lot of these clips are older clips with older cameras that don't have the ability to adjust its focus to capture both what's right up against the lens without blurring it or what's in the background without blurring it. And if you want to get better at recognizing bugs against a lens, feel free to go to my other channel, Nature Security Camera. I have a playlist that is nothing but bugs. The links for other social media platforms for this channel and for Jim is in the description below. Always be safe. It is free to subscribe. Please subscribe. There are many more videos you can watch, and you can click on the attached playlist card to see some of them. Thanks for watching Paranormal, True or False.